Hey, what's up, friends? I just wanted to do like a little bit of a quick little tidbit on pantries, pantry storage, like food storage, like when you don't have places to put things. Just some little tidbits of how you can reserve space and still come up with creative ways to store food or other supplies. Beyond beans and rice and bullets and band-aids and things like that. We are preppers here. Not on like a scale where I've got, the next 10 years supplied for me. Absolutely not. But we have come across times where we have had job losses and such things like that. And it has always helped to have a backup supply of food. And although I've been retired, in December will be 2 years, and I say retired lightly, it's pretty much like quitting my business. So there was no retirement and there was no income. So I have been living off of preps I had previous to that. So I need to get in there and do some more, storing up and reassessing some things because I have depleted it a lot. But I'm going to show you a couple of places in my house that I can store stuff and it's kind of out of the way, and you could do it too. And it doesn't take massive amounts of space. You can make this as small or as large as you can. Closets, linen closets, and all kinds of places like that. You may not think to store things there, but they're really good places to store things. So let me show you a couple of my little nooks and crannies that I hide stuff in. First of all, ignore how messy things are, because this is my clothes closet. And when we built the house, when my parents built the house, this was supposed to be a little bathroom, I think, and they ended up just turning it into a closet because there's a bathroom right next door. But this is where I keep all my clothes, and you can see my clothes are to the ceiling and they're kind of messy. But I do have these shelves in here, and these shelves have some long-term food storage up here, and then I have some little bookshelves just stuck here and there. These are really thin, so they're not, this is probably not even a foot. Like, this is probably 8 inches, and so you can stick a little bookshelf that's tiny in a little closet in the back of your closet. These, however, are shelves that are like the big garage shelves, I guess they would be called, and I do have things on them. This is the store-bought side where I do store some things that I have to purchase at the store, and there's all kinds of things in here, and not all of it's healthy. Some of it's, just what it is. Some of it is healthy. It just, you never know. Whatever you like, that's what you need to store some of, and things that'll go. My 5-gallon buckets are just stacked up, and then this is my dried, dehydrated, and canned food. Most of this is dehydrated, and it will last for, forever. If it's dehydrated and stored properly. I have dehydrated mushrooms. I have dehydrated vegetables. I have dehydrated, these are bell peppers that I dehydrated several years ago. I have lots of those, different things that I did with those. I have dehydrated apples stored in these jars. These are ground bell peppers. I couldn't even think of what they're called. And then this is ground beef, like beef rocks, ground chuck. It's just hard and dehydrated, and you can just throw it into things. There's some wine stored on the top. There is some pasta, and then there's like tuna and things like that are salmon, tuna, jams and jellies, and all kinds of things like that. There are nuts that I have put up. They're just vacuum sealed into these jars, so they are airtight and vacuum sealed. And then we just have some stuff, but this is literally just kind of stuck in the tops of closets. These are, they don't take up a lot of space, so you could add some of these little wire racks, and it would actually help if I put plywood on them, just to give them some extra support if you were putting something heavy. But mostly I just put clothes and stuff and then use these for that heavy stuff. They actually need reinforcement. So it says it holds up to so much weight per shelf, but they do sag. So, because it's like a press board bottom or something. And I would really like to go in and put some more support underneath of it, because it has nothing in it. And like, I need to put some runners in here or put some bigger pieces of wood. I think it just needs some more support. So those are not idea shelves, but I got a good deal on them. I think I paid like $100 for them at Home Depot or Lowe's or somewhere like that. But that's one little spot that you could tuck some stuff in and get you some supplies just put back. And I'll show you my other place. Now my other place is a old laundry room. I moved it and turned it into like a big pantry. So I built shelves all the way to the ceiling. And this is where all of my canned foods are. So all of my canning, preserving, all that goes on this shelf because it is very sturdy. And then we have some store-bought stuff on this little shelf that I stuck in the back with things on it, and a mousetrap just in case, and another mousetrap just in case. But this is what I wanted to show y'all. This is a tiny little nook and cranny that only holds canned foods. So the canned foods aren't sitting everywhere. They're actually just stacked in, one can deep. So you can tell it's like a width of my hand is all it is. And it takes up no space at all, and you get to store all of this food in a tiny, tiny amount of space. It's just up the wall, and each of these, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, will hold 9 cans. And so that's 18 cans per whole, top and bottom included. And you can put whatever you want in there and go all the way down, and you can make it as small or as big depending. And then I have a little bit of space on the top where I stacked a few. And some of that's old. I have to go through it. And then I have random things like another little shelf that I hung on the wall and stuck up here. And then these little guys in the corner to hold stuff. There's always places that you can put things and do things. I have a little rack that's like a coat rack that I hang my onions on in the pantry so that it's dark. And then with this wall, I took the siding off of this wall, and I'm going to come back in here with 2x4s and go up and make shelves all inside of here so that you're not wasting that space. So this was an interior wall. That's the wall to the bathroom. Right there on the other side is the bathroom. And so I just took the side off of here. And so I'm going to add shelving. So that will take up no more space than what was here originally when the house was built, because, you know, it's already got the 2x4 framing in the wall. And I'm just going to use that framing to build more shelving. And then put my jars and things on it. And then I have a little, that used to be my soap drying rack, but now I've got jars on it. And right now I do have jars on the floor because I have got to rearrange some of this stuff, and I want to put it in the right order, because some of my beans are, these are 2024 beans. And so I want to make sure these are 2024, these are 2023. So I want to take the 23s and put them in front of the 24s, and then put the 25s behind those so that I eat them in the proper order. And then we still have all this tomato sauce from last year that I did, and then I'll be putting up some more of that. Hopefully the rain has made it vicious out here with gardening, and so we may not get that big of a harvest, but thank goodness I still have all of that put up from last year. So I'm looking forward to, if you have any ideas, what would you do with your spaces, and did this help or transform your thoughts into anything that you could possibly use in your house to store things? But I got one more little closet that I want to show you. And this is just a little tiny closet that was for linens or whatever. And this is where I keep a lot of my jars, my soap making things. But this could also house food and the shelves go all the way to the ceiling. Don't waste any space. And this is a really tiny closet. And the things that you would be able to put in here is incredible. Just in the fact of all the way down. I've even got stuff in the floor. Soap making stuff, some stuff for packaging my orders when they come in, and beeswax and some bags that I use for garbage bags. And then I saved all of my olive oil containers to recycle and put other things back into them. I recycle them and put wine back into them and give them as gifts or things like that. So I am a recycler of things. I do not keep random jars, but I do love these little taco sauce jars. I just like the way they're shaped. I really need to find some new lids for them, but I do put dehydrated vegetables in these and seal them up and put them on a shelf and just use it as a spice jar as well. But those are my 3 little places that I have food that are out of the way, or jars or storage or something out of the way where no one can see them. And I hope this helps someone who is struggling with a place to store food. I hope this helps you have an idea of what to do. Bonus video part included. This is my medicine cabinet. And yes, I do have ibuprofen, but I also have herbs galore, tinctures. These drawers are full of herbs that I have purchased from Anthony's Goods and Nature Flow and Frontier Co-op and everything, as well as activated charcoal in case there's an emergency. And you got essential oils. I think that's an old antibiotic that we kept because we didn't take it, and some nail polish just in case you need to do your nails. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. God bless and have a wonderful day.